This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 691 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from episode 215 of the Eventing Radio Show, where Samantha and Dr. Laura Werner from Hagyard Equine Medical Institute talk about preparing for a 3-day event. This third and final installment of the series is about making sure you have everything you need for cross-country. Now that you've made it to the event, you'd best better be prepared. But first, a word from our sponsor, Kentucky Performance Products. Does your horse or pony get fat on air alone? Is he living on a dry lot or turned out with a muzzle? Can you not feed him more than a tiny handful of grain and a little hay? Well, then you need microphase. Microphase is a great way to ensure your horse or pony gets all of the nutrients he needs to stay healthy without adding calories to his diet. Microphase contains the vitamins and trace minerals not found in grass or hay, ensuring that your easy keeper gets everything he or she needs to stay healthy without the extra calories. And your horse will eat it right out of your hand. Feed as little as 2 ounces per day, so it's efficient as well. There are no added fillers, just good quality ingredients, including natural vitamin E and gut conditioners. Not every horse needs a supplement, but when they do, turn to Kentucky Performance Products to provide affordable, effective, research-proven supplements that work. It's that simple. Ask for Kentucky Performance Products Microphase by name at your local tack or feed store, or visit them online at kppusa.com and on Facebook. Just search Kentucky Performance Products. Now, enjoy today's tip.
Okay, Dr. Werner, welcome back again to the Eventing Radio Show, and we're loving this series of prepping for a 3-day. Now we're at the 3-day, we're going to talk about cross-country day, what to take with you and how to cope, and what we should do.
Sure. So yes, hopefully you've made it this far, and I think things to bring with you to the 10-minute box or at the end of D to have ready, obviously plenty of ice, water, sponges, scrapers, as it will be important as that horse comes in. The veterinarian team will get the horse's parameters as it comes in and generally check them every 10 minutes until they feel the horse has adequately cooled itself off and can leave. But during that time, especially as we're getting into the hot summer weather, you need to be able to cool that horse as quickly as you can. And I think it's important too. Some horses, when they come in off cross country, don't act like the horse that they normally are. So you might have a horse that's very excitable, trying to fire out as you're trying to take its temperature. So it's important to learn what you need to do to handle that horse. So ideally have maybe a lead shank with a chain, just in case your horse is a bit excitable coming in off cross country, as especially some of our thoroughbreds might be. And then plenty of ice, like I said, the water and scrapers, equipment to take your studs out as quickly as you can, and some bandaging material just in case the horse does obtain a cut on it during cross country, as well as some diapers and some wrapping material or duct tape in case your horse does lose a shoe, that you can adequately pad it to get back to the barn area until the shoe can be replaced, as that's going to be important for your. That might be a worry for the trot up the next day if necessary, if your horse has lost a shoe. So try to get that covered up and padded as quickly as you can. And then you can offer your horse a few sips of water. I wouldn't let them drink a whole lot of water, but just a few sips. And as they cool off, most horses will start to graze, and then as they're comfortable, they'll often let you know they're more alert. They look like they're ready to go out in the cross-country course again. They're grazing, and at that time you can give them a little bit more water. And then once you get the horse back to the barn, you can start the icing process and making sure everything is as it should be, checking their legs. But icing their legs every few hours if necessary, and making sure they're wrapped up for the night. And then I would, make sure you at your 3-day event you have a veterinarian that you work with and or a farrier on standby there that you are familiar with in case there's any shoeing concerns that need to be addressed or any veterinary concerns. If the weather is hot, you might think about running your horse some intravenous fluids or tubing the horse with oral fluids if the conditions are right or your horse maybe wasn't as fit as you thought. So organizing that ahead of time will help out as well too. And then, like I said, if there's any farrier concerns, I think addressing those, having an extra set of shoes is always a good, that your farrier at home is made if you're going somewhere far away. So to replace the lost shoe if necessary, or a bent shoe. And so those are the things we'll be working. And then hopefully everything went well and successful and you've planned accordingly. And I think I'm always a planner. So I think having a good plan ahead of time will always help you on the day. Especially I get nervous at shows, but if I plan accordingly, that always helps.
Yeah, no, well, it's been really helpful listening to all this, and I hope that our listeners make good use of it too, and that it helps them. So thank you very much.
Great,
Lauren.
thanks everyone.
And we'll get lots more tips in the future.
Great.
Well, there you go. Dr. Werner is a regular contributor on the Eventing Radio show, so tune in at eventingradio.com for more excellent advice. You can also go to haggard.com to see what the fantastic staff of Haggard Equine Medical Institute is up to. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been Kentucky Performance Products, makers of Microphase. Ask for Microphase by name at your local tack and feed store, or you can go to kppusa.com and find Microphase as well as many other fantastic supplements for your equine athlete. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.